Support for Radio Friends comes from Home Instead Senior Care, providing trustworthy, kind-hearted senior home care services in your loved one's home. All caregivers are thoroughly screened, extensively trained, professional, and reliable. Home Instead is all about providing the highest quality home care service to fit you and your family's needs. Plus, if you would be interested in becoming a caregiver, they offer great part-time positions. Give them a call at 573-442-4333 or check it out at homeinstead.com. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Thursday, July 13th. I want to introduce you to Doug Bannister. Good to have you here, Doug,
nice
from the School of Metaphysics. And the School of Metaphysics has been around Central Missouri, Columbia. How many years?
Probably 30, some, or maybe longer. The organization began in Springfield, Missouri, and officially got its 501c3 status from the federal government in 1973.
Now, what's a 501c3?
That's a not-for-profit.
Okay. And you have been with the School of Metaphysics, you said, for about 11 years?
Yes.
For people who are not familiar, what is the School of Metaphysics all about?
It's all about helping adults, and of course adults help children, become better adjusted in the way they deal with life, the way they view life, so that they can live more productively and have more love in their heart and a greater perspective and enjoy life more fully.
So how does religion tie in to what you do at the School of Metaphysics?
That's a good question. I think the commonality, Paul, is faith. There's a faith that the universe is a friendly place, that if we live good lives, good things happen. So the commonality is that we help people improve their lives. Rather than specific religions, the School of Metaphysics views all religions as having some basis in truth. Some common universal principles that you and I and people on the other side of the world have in common. So it helps us feel more united and less separate. Sometimes when we think we're right, we separate ourselves from other people, and that doesn't really cause fulfillment and contentment in the heart. There's a separation. So I think we look at the universals or the commonality that all people share, and in that we find great strength and comfort. So
we have more in common, even with people that we disagree with, than not, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
It's learning to believe that, accept that, and knowing how to deal with it, correct?
Yeah.
You brought a book in here. It's called The Law of Attraction and Other Secrets of Visualization. Ask and you shall receive.
Yes.
That Jesus said that. Ask and you shall receive. This basically is this holds true with the law of attraction.
Yes. This was written by one of my teachers for a long time, Dr. Laurel Clark. And it's not a new idea. However, Dr. Laurel in this book presents it in a way that allows us to elevate our goals from physical things to more spiritual or philosophical or contentment and fulfillment ways of thinking about things, and holding those higher thoughts in mind so that we attract those kinds of things to us rather than simply a car or a job.
Right. Visualization, I believe, is so very important. And you have to believe, when you're visualizing something, it's important also to believe what you are visualizing.
Absolutely.
I was telling you a story about the first house that I bought many, many years ago.
Great story.
I can tell this story.
Oh, sure.
Okay. I'll make it short, though. There was this little house down the street from where I lived in an apartment, and I had always wanted this little house. Well, it turns out I hadn't been in Columbia all that long. I had no money. I mean, I had $88 in the bank, and I wanted this house. I thought about buying this house, and it came for sale one day. So I went running down there and said, "Hey, I want to buy your house. How much is it?" I think at that time it was $28,000. Remember, this was years ago. I had $88. So I go to apply for a loan. The guy says, "How much money you got in the bank?" I said, $88. This is an honest, true story. He said, "Can you borrow some money before I do a check on you?" And I said, "Probably." So I called my parents, and I said, "I want to buy a house." And I remember my mom saying, "You want to buy a house? How much money you got there?" So I said, "Can you lend me a little bit of money so I can get some money in the bank and have it checked?" And, okay, so they lent me $4,000. I told the banker at that time, I won't give the bank's name, but I said, "I got the money in the bank now." You got to remember, this was before they did the real fast computer checking and everything. He said, "Okay." It used to take about 2 or 3 weeks to see if you got approved for a loan. In that time period, I was so sure I was going to get this house that I was visualizing this house. I went out and bought furniture at used furniture stores. I had all this furniture coming, didn't know if the house was going to be mine or not. Sure enough, I believed in it strong enough, everything, and it worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
It worked out perfectly. And I always attribute that to ask and you shall receive.
Mm-hmm.
You got to believe it, though.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So are these? This is the kind of things that you do with the School of Metaphysics?
We have an established curriculum. It's a series of lessons. So part of the program is an intellectual program in that we do read the lessons and we read books. And the other part, the part that really sets us apart from a book club or a study group, is that we apply. We ask students to put those principles to use in their lives and then come back and share their stories. Mm-hmm. And so when we believe something, that's certainly part of it. When we act upon that belief, then we become knowers. Yeah. And the story you just described makes you a knower of the power of visualization and faith.
Right. So even though I had not received approval on that loan yet, I knew I was going to get it, and I went out and started buying furniture to furnish that home that I didn't have yet.
How could the universe refuse you?
Right. But that is honest, a true story. That was many years ago.
It's a great story.
But you keep that in mind. If you want more information on the School of Metaphysics, the law of attraction, and other secrets of visualization, they can call you where?
At the school. We're right across the street from the library, the Boone County Library. Mm-hmm. The number there is 449-8312. Mm-hmm. They can also email Columbia@som.org.
And can they just pop in and see if this is of interest to them?
Many times they can. However, okay. I'm not there all of the time.
Okay.
So calling first or emailing first or setting up an appointment would be great. And
okay.
I am there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday after 6 o'clock.
All right. Doug Bannister, thank you so much for coming by. And tell our friend Dave Mars we said hello.
I will do that.
Okay.
Thank you, Paul.
Dave Mars. He used to be with the City of Columbia in that deep, deep voice.
Yes.
All right. We're out of time for today. Tomorrow, we've got Jack Schultz on. Have yourself a nice afternoon. Bye-bye.